A couple of weeks ago, we had a reporter come into our home to learn more about our family and business. We thought the interview went really well, very similar to the dozens of interviews we had done in recent memory. We were taken back, however, when we saw the printed article.
Apologies for the voiceover. I am booked and busy. It is the summer holidays, which means that face-to-face filming is going to be a little bit sporadic. But we are actually back. Surprisingly, I did not think I would ever be making another Ballerina Farm Hannah Neeleman video, but here we are. She has come back and she has addressed the Times article. Without going into too much detail, please go and watch my previous 2 videos on Ballerina Farms. There was a Times article where this journalist came out to go and see them on their farm in Utah, and she had documented that Daniel Neeleman, Hannah's husband, doesn't really let her talks over her, finding it quite difficult to actually ask Hannah any questions. And she painted this image of Hannah. She used to be an aspiring ballerina. She went to Juilliard. She was nearly done at Juilliard, and then she met Daniel, and Daniel basically whisked her away, and they then ended up having 8 kids. There's a lot more context to this. People were very upset because in it, even Daniel detailed the fact that Hannah would get so tired from not having any help that she would often, in his own words, sometimes she'd take a week off and just lie in bed because she was so exhausted.
Okay, this is by far the number one question that we've gotten the most of.
How many kids we're going to have? Well, I don't know. We don't really have a number. We're just kind of going for it.
This, coupled with the fact that he won't build her a ballet studio, even though ballet is her passion. He won't build her a studio. Instead, it is the kids' homeschool room, even though his dad is like a billionaire. I mean, they're probably millionaires at this point. He can build her a ballet studio, but he just chooses not to. And of course, the egg apron. When she really wanted to go to Greece, he got her an egg apron instead.
Birthday present from Daniel. Hoping their tickets to Greece.
Where's it from?
I don't know, the boys took it off.
I took it off.
It's from Ukraine.
So, plane tickets? Ooh, a hat I can wear in Greece.
That's not a hat.
It's not.
Oh, my egg apron!
Eggs in it.
It's great. Then you can gather eggs.
So cute. It's really cute. It's a cute one.
Yeah, that's the best. You're welcome.
Thanks, Ammy.
Some people are absolutely outraged at the article, and they're thinking, why is she allowing this? Why is she being walked all over, her hopes and dreams, etc., etc.? However, there are a fair few people who go, well, this is her life. She loves it. We should be able to choose what we want to do. If she wants to live on a ranch with 8 kids with no help, then she can do it. She's perfectly entitled to, which is what brought me on to bringing up the fact that they are strict Mormon. They live a Mormon lifestyle, and because of that, is there really such a thing as fully being in control over what you want to do? And that was honestly just from listening to a lot of people who are coming out, who are ex-Mormon, who are speaking about their own experiences and saying that it's very much in line with what Hannah is doing. And, the choices that you make, are they really the choices that you want to be doing? Or are you just sacrificing that part of yourself for the better good of your family?
I just finished reading the Ballerina Farm article. It was kind of hard to read. I grew up Mormon in a very large family, lots of kids, and it made me think, what is my Ballerina Farm? What did I give up, prioritize for a partner with a traditional family, maybe because of religious society or gender expectations? Here's my Ballerina Farm.
Now, Hannah has actually responded to this. She has responded to the fact that her and Daniel feel very upset that they let a journalist come into their home and they were twisting their words, which is kind of in line with a lot of people are saying, because there are a fair few people who do think that this journalist was just sensationalizing everything and that she just didn't understand. That is the common theme that I'm finding with people who do not like the Times article, and I feel that you can have your own opinions and you can choose to agree or disagree with the article and the journalist. That is completely up to you.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a reporter come into our home to learn more about our family and business. We thought the interview went really well, very similar to the dozens of interviews we had done in recent memory. We were taken back, however, when we saw the printed article, which shocked us and shocked the world by being an attack on our family and my marriage, portraying me as oppressed, with my husband being the culprit. This couldn't be further from the truth. Nothing we said in the interview implied this conclusion, which leads me to believe the angle taken was predetermined. Daniel and I, our priority in life is God and family. Everything else comes second. The greatest day of my life was when Daniel and I were married 13 years ago. Together we have built a business from scratch. We've brought 8 children into this world and have prioritized our marriage all along the way. We are co-parents, co-CEOs, co-diaper changers, kitchen cleaners, and decision makers. We are one. And I love him more today than I did 13 years ago. We have many dreams still to accomplish. We aren't done having babies. We are excited for our new farm store to open, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for the rest of it. Doing what I love most, being a mother, wife, a businesswoman, a farmer, a lover.
I do feel that there are some things that you can't interpret in any other way unless the journalist was just making up what they were saying, such as the fact that, you know, he didn't build her the ballet studio, the fact that she is so exhausted she just spends time in bed because she can't get up, the fact that he will not hire nannies, the fact that he basically did intercept her when she was trying to get back to Juilliard, and he's pulled some strings with his dad and managed to get a seat next to her, which does sound very romantic, but he would have known that she was on her way back to finish her school. There are things within that article that he said or she couldn't say when she was talking about getting an epidural, and she didn't want to say it in front of him, and the only time she got an epidural was when he just so happened to not be there when she was giving birth. There are some things that, unless the journalist was just making stuff up, I feel that are going to be interpreted in a controlling way. As for the co-CEO situation, so we have found out that actually Daniel Neeleman is the only one on the business of Ballerina Farms, and I believe the Ballerina Farms is basically like their whole entire livelihood aside from their social media, or maybe it also incorporates that. Ballerina Farms is, you know, the food that they make, the food that they ship, everything that goes into it. Daniel is the only one listed on any of the documents, so I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but once again, this is her truth. She says that she's speaking her truth.
Hannah Neeleman is not the owner of Ballerina Farm. Here's the Utah LLC report. I pulled it this morning, and you'll see right here, the farm is owned by Daniel. Hannah's name is nowhere in any of these documents. Now, Hannah may have other ownership options not listed on the filing that are part of their internal operating agreement. But Daniel right here, Daniel is the owner of Ballerina Farm.
We also have an Instagram post as well from Ballerina Farms where she is talking about every day I share a glimpse into our rural farm and family life here in the mountains of northern Utah. Long-time followers and those just joining the journey, I want to take the opportunity to tell you our story in my own words. My time before marriage, before kids, before I even dreamt of creating Ballerina Farm. Read the full story link in bio. When you then go and click on that link in the bio, I can't find anywhere to read anything, but it does just direct me straight to the products that you can buy from them, which is interesting. I thought I was going to be able to read something she wanted to write based on the situation. However, no. Now, what I do find quite interesting is that I saw this TikTok of this woman who this is actually food for thought.
Safe to say I told you so about it being a hoax yet. Ballerina Farms just pulled one of the oldest marketing tricks in the book in the online space, and y'all stepped right in it.
This TikToker by the name of Ali K is very much convinced, and like I just said, I had not thought of it from this angle of how this has all been a strategy in order for people to sign up to the Ballerina Farm subscription boxes to be able to get their products, that this was actually a plan, that this was almost rage baiting the audience, and that Hannah and Daniel have kind of gotten what they wanted. Now, I'm not saying if I necessarily agree with this. I feel like I have to go and think about it a little bit more, but it's definitely a very interesting side to look at it.
Digital Literacy 101. A journalist made her look like some sad, feeble woman victim to her husband. It pulled at all of your heartstrings. Everybody started talking about it. And then what happened? Shortly after, people discovered the podcast that had been there all along. Then another article from the Times was written that kind of cooled the temperature down a little bit in what is going on now. Hannah just put up a post clearing up the rumors, probably pretending that she was outraged by the article and betrayed by the journalist. And then 21 hours ago, a post went up that said, "Hear what I really think kind of thing and a real story. The schmink is in my schmio." And when you click on that, it redirects you, and the first pop-up box is to be on their email list to be sold products to. Go back to the OG long-form content era. Remember how as soon as a makeup launch was about to happen, or a new album or something like that, there'd be this massive scandal and controversy, and then boop, a new product launched. It's all a big game in my opinion. And the internet did exactly what they were probably hoping for, which was to create all of this buzz to get the attention around the launch of these people's products. If you don't believe that performative womanhood and motherhood is used to sell you something, I hope that you do now. If you just buy our products, you'll be a good little trad wife like me, and your life will look like mine. And they're willing to stop at nothing, even putting their own children's likeness on the internet, which we all know is bad, to get there.
I mean, is it within the realm of possibility? Yeah, 100%. Anything's possible on the internet. I do think that given the lifestyle of Daniel and Hannah Neeleman, you're going to have people who will very quickly jump to the defense of Hannah and say that, you know, she is some fragile woman, etc., and that she is being controlled by her husband and she doesn't get a say. Obviously, that is the way that it came across to me. But have they actually been, has this just been a ploy? Has this just been a marketing strategy? Because I was trying to look to see if she had written anything, and it did just send me straight over to her boxes that you can go and get. I mean, this is going to drive up sales. Guaranteed you this is going to drive up sales. Because they have only really quite recently started actually selling a lot of their products. So maybe this was a thing this whole entire time. We have been completely fooled. Maybe. I don't know. I would absolutely love to hear everyone else's thoughts and feelings, because listening to Ali Kay talk about her theory, I don't know. It does make a lot of sense, but I do feel like this is probably the very last video that I'm going to be doing on Hannah Neeleman, unless she surprises us with yet another juicy video. I think this will probably be it, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video.